Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
All right, J&W Services, Lenco Distributors, Midland, Texas. They're in the oil and gas business, if you didn't know. And they are huge help to everybody else down there in the oil and gas business. So if you're in that, which most of you are, you need to get on the team with J&W Services, Lenco Distributors, because they can help you. And anyway, I'm going down there to see him here before long. All right, Lance Hughes, we got him straightened out. He's in Colorado, so he didn't know what time. But we got Stan Bonewitz. Stan, I can't even tell you how good it is. I haven't talked to you in 50 years. Where you been?
I'm trying to figure that out.
You're not sure?
No, I don't. I've actually been at Austin coaching for the last 21. So, yeah, it's been a while. Good to hear from you.
It is.
Good to be on, and look forward to catching up a little bit. Gary
Ashby's here. We've got this show. We've been doing this show now for 16. This is our 16th year.
Yeah.
And the first time we've had you on.
Is this the first time he's been on?
Yeah. I have talked
You really
to Stan.
did disappear. Why did you disappear? What's wrong with you?
Hey, there may be some reasons for it that we can discuss it off air.
I tried to get Lance Hughes to be on with you. He says Stan talks too much. That's what he said.
No, we've had that, he had that conversation with me.
Yeah. Anyway, I've got Lance finally squared away when he's on. He thought he was on 9 o'clock in Colorado time.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever time it is. But anyway, it's an honor to have you on. We have great memories, and one of those was playing church league basketball at First Baptist Gym, and Grant McCaslin was on that team with us. You remember that?
Well, I remember, yes, me, Grant, you, I believe Lance may have played.
Yeah, Lance was on that team.
Yeah, I think Grant and I may have knocked out more ceiling tiles than we did basket during that time.
Well, you were shooting from half court.
Yeah, I was shooting. There was a couple of those leagues I wasn't invited back to play on because I was shooting and didn't seem to want to pass enough. So that was one I actually made it through a season on. But yeah, those were fun times. I remember. Gosh, I remember those were also the times where I realized I'm getting close to the end because, as you start getting older, you start getting frustrated in ways you didn't when you were young. And it's more frustration at yourself than anything else you don't know how to handle. So I figured and the top of a church wasn't the best place for me to be taking out my frustration. So
well, I had a visual when y'all were talking about that as the other team makes a bucket and the ball just bouncing there. Nobody wanted to pick it up because they'd have to throw it in, and they knew they wouldn't get it back.
The guy that would be Grant, because he was always, the intangible guy, even back then, even in the church league. Grant was willing to guard the other team's best men. Lance said, which one to shoot it.
Grant, he was the guy that would pass it. He was fast.
Yeah, he would actually be a team. He actually had a team concept in his brain even back then.
Well, aren't you proud of him, what he's doing at Texas Tech?
Oh, I'm excited. When he got the job 2 years ago, I called him, and he was in Coach Dickey's old office, and we reminisced a little bit about, when he first got that graduate assistant opportunity back however many years ago now. And him and I, shared some memories and talked about kind of the start and his excitement. Grant's a winner. He always has been. And I remember when he first worked at summer camp, I remember Coach Dickey talking to me about, and Coach Brooks at the time, and about how this guy was going to be special. They kind of pegged it right away. He had a certain energy and a certain gravitas to him that people were just kind of drawn to him, and having known him over the years, coaching, and being not necessarily at the same levels with him, but being in contact and just seeing him out and about. Grant, he was always you could tell he was very mission focused on what he was trying to get done while still having, his personality to him and his way to him that people gravitate to. You always knew he was striving, and you've seen it. And it's, when they hired him, I knew it was me and coaches that I communicate with frequently. And we talked, Grant knows this, but I knew he was going to win. It wasn't a matter of if, it was just when. And I predicted, within a year or two, he'd be in the NCAA tournament and he'd be pushing for a Final Four. So, and it's great to see that at my alma mater, and to know that somebody who cares as much about the institution and the department as Grant does. It's really cool to see him first of all get the opportunity, and then to be able to catch it and do it again. He loves. He graduated from Baylor, obviously, so there's love there. But he loves. He loves Tech. He loves Lubbock. He always has from when he first moved out there, and we spent those years together to conversation since then. He always had a passion for it, and it's really, really cool to see what he's been able to do in such a quick time, but also not surprised. I know it's not easy, and you don't want to take it for granted, but in no way am I surprised. I'm happy, and I'm enjoying watching him have his success.
Well, you're talking about him having success here. If he can stack his teams the way y'all stacked your church league team, I like his chances.
Hey, I'm telling you now. Hopefully, I think his teams are in better condition than our church league teams were, and have a little better concept of what they're trying to do. But Grant was always able to. Between the church league teams and the flag football teams and the stuff we were doing, Grant always knew how to get the right people together. Yes,
he did. And let me ask you this, Stan, because Gary and I were talking about it before we had you on today. You played for San Antonio East Central. You were 35-0 your senior year, won the state championship over Dallas Carter, and that's quite an achievement to do that. You come to Texas Tech. Now, your dad is a UT grad. Am I correct? He was a great.
No, he actually went to St. Mary's in San Antonio. He had a chance to go play football at the University of Texas, but he realized he wasn't going to be able to probably make it to 4 years of that. So, he went to St. Mary's in He actually went to UT Pan American first and then transferred back to St. Mary's in San Antonio.
Well, I like your dad a whole lot more. That he didn't go to
UT. Me also. Yeah. Me as well.
He was a great coach. He was coaching you in high school, right?
Correct. Yeah, he did coach me. He was at East Central in San Antonio for, over 20 years. And he coached, he coached 5, 6 years probably after I was finished, so all through my time at Tech. But I would say his kind of career, I don't want to say culminated, but kind of peaked in 95 when we were, able to win that state championship. And for him, it was, it was kind of, I don't want to say a bow on it because he did continue to coach, but I think he, if you, not to bask in it, but if you go undefeated, you score over 100 points and you win a state championship with your son, it's it's kind of hard to beat that.
Yeah.
For even a Disney movie, So it's kind of hard it's kind of hard to top that. And he continued on, but it was a really kind of a special time, I guess, in his life for sure.
Well, playing for your dad, did he coach you fair or was he tough on you?
He was tough, man. I used to have to go with my cousin, who was a little bit older than me, because at the time we'd have to go have just kind of a fun day, he would say. We'd go have, just go shoot some crazy shots just to get me to relax a little bit, because my dad was, as you know, my dad, he's, he's kind of not now as much, but kind of a bigger, intimidating guy. He doesn't say a lot, but says a lot by just looking at you. And I knew that looked pretty well. So, no, I wasn't skirting by, that's for sure.
Hey, Stan, we were talking earlier, too, about Texas Tech and three-point shots. You'd love this team to play on this team.
My God.
You'd have the green light.
Yeah. Oh, Grant I was watching the game the other night, and they were putting it up. I was looking at their stats on the season. I thought, when you get caught in our season, it's hard. I keep up and I watch, but it's hard to really know what the team is doing. And so, besides record and watching, but when you actually start looking and diving a little bit deeper, clearly it's a strength and it's an area they rely on. And again, Grant's ability to adapt to personnel and to the times speaks to it in the fact that they shoot it with confidence, and it's definitely a weapon for them, no doubt. It would have been fun, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been.
Hey, Lance and I both, I think, would have enjoyed being in the backcourt. I don't know if we would have wanted to defend as hard as Grant wants his guys to defend, but we would have enjoyed the offensive side.
Well, the other night did have a little bit of church league look and feel to it.
Hey, they were putting it up now. They were crossing it, and they were doing it all pick and rolls, all pin downs. They were doing everywhere they could, and kind of what the game called for. The way they were digging in on top of it, and the way they were kind of really, really trying to protect the paint. it was kind of what they had. I'm sure Graham would have liked a little more paint touches, but it also kind of what the defense was giving them.
All right, now I don't think Lance is on with us right now. I don't know if he knows it or not. Do you know it, Lance?
Lance, what are you eating?
But he's zoomed in, if you can believe that. Stanley, you're still there, aren't you?
You can tell I'm still in the 90s.
Yeah, I don't know what that beep in there. I'm going to tell him he's on.
And tell Nancy hi there in the background.
I don't think. Here's the problem with Zooming and you being on the phone is that y'all can't hear each other. And so we.
Yeah. I messed that up.
Can we hear? Can they hear each other if they're?
I don't know, but I think the Zoom right now is on the fritz.
Oh, the Zoom's on the fritz.
Yes, so we have some audio technical difficulties, and we might have Lance call here at the top of the hour.
Lance is eating breakfast.
Old school is the best school.
Lance, nod your head if you can hear us.
I don't think he can.
Okay, Lance can hear us.
You can hear us.
Now speak, and let's see if we can hear you. We can't hear you chewing.
No. Like, I can't bring his audio in.
We can't bring his audio in, so don't speak.
Well, at least he can listen to Stan, then we'll talk to Lance in a little while.
Lance said I talk too much, so this is kind of fun coming back on him. He's got to sit there and listen to me for another 5 or 6 minutes.
I know it. Make him listen. You're still coaching, right?
Correct. Yeah, I'm at Concordia. I've been here in Austin for 21 years. I just wrapped up. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've been down here for a while now. Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Have you been back to Tech since you left?
We came back. We came back when Tubby Smith was there. Coach Smith brought us back to play an exhibition game, and that was fun. And then, me and my wife drove through. We went up to Breckenridge maybe 6 years ago, and on the way back, we kind of passed through after stopping in Amarillo. We came through and saw it, and it was amazing. No, to see. I haven't had a chance to come back. Jason Stout coached the summer team that came back a couple years ago. Whatever the tournament was that was going on, that they put the old timers he brought them back and played a couple of summers back, and he coached that team, and he asked me to come out, but I couldn't because of schedule conflicts. So I haven't had a chance to see the Womble or to see the additions that have been made. But looking at it from afar, what they've done with the athletic department facilities has been unbelievable, and really, really changed the trajectory, I would think, of the department.
Because you played in the Coliseum.
Correct. I played. Yeah, my last year. Ironically enough, or however you want to phrase it, was the last year of the Coliseum. So it was kind of cool.
Oh, wow.
It's one of the things where it's like I was a part of a lot of moments. I was on the team that played in the last Southwest Conference tournament. We won it my freshman year, and then I was a part of the inaugural Big 12, and then I was on the team that played the last game in the Coliseum. So I don't know what all that means besides I was around for a lot, I guess.
Stan's gone. Let's update. We got rid of Bonewitz. Let's update.
Yeah, exactly. I remember thinking, we went to the ribbon cutting, and I remember Coach Dickey thinking we were maybe going to have it, and I missed it by a year. And it's crazy. That's the year Grant came, and they opened it that year with Indiana, and Bobby Knight came and played that first game in front of about 15,000. It's just crazy how all that works. And then however many years later, here came Coach Knight, and then however many years later, here comes Grant. It's just a weird cycle.
Did y'all practice in the men's gym?
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh,
you're in tractor pulls.
Yes, we practiced between the ATC, between the men.
The ATC was then. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You used to have that door you'd go through and it'd vacuum you through.
I know. It'd suck you in.
You remember that?
That can't be good for you.
We would have that, and we'd be practicing, and the track team would be running above us, and you'd have football guys, you had all kinds of stuff going on.
Baseball, that little hitting cage over there for baseball.
I remember Coach Dickey and the track coach having a couple discussions about trying to separate space in there. It was those were great times. No, it was fun, and at the time, it's what you knew, and to see what these guys have now is great. It's cool to see the progression and to see the department growing the way it's grown. It's been fun to see.
Well, the ATM or whatever it was called was cutting edge back then. It wasn't
exactly. The fact that you could have like an indoor turf and a basketball court, it was like, oh my gosh, and then a track above and a weight room. We were like, yes, we were living in the 2000s. We thought,
Oh, it was something else. It really was, but
no, it was.
Hey, who are some of the guys that you played with? Take us down memory lane here.
Oh, gosh. I played with some really good players, especially early on. I played with Tony Petit, Darvin Ham, Jason Sasser, Janae Coop. I mean, you name it, Rayford Young. There were some guys. Yeah, my freshman year was the year we went to the Sweet 16 and got beat by Georgetown.
Yeah.
We beat Carolina when Darvin, broke the backboard, all that stuff. And then my sophomore year was the first year of the Big 12, and we were really good. We had the NCAA stuff happen. We had the academic ineligibility, and we had to forfeit all those games, and so we would have been probably maybe a 7 seed. So we were good, but we got pulled out because we had to forfeit all those games. And then Coach Dickey, we never could really. After that moment, we never could really get it back. Oh, Corey Carr, I forgot as well. He was one of the players I played with. I don't forget about Corey. He's in the Hall of Fame. But we could never really get it moving again, and you know how it is in all sports. It's like a game. If you have momentum, it's hard to keep but easy to lose. And in that situation, Coach, we had all the momentum, and really not to his fault or his, he kind of out of his control in a way. Had some circumstances, situations happen, and unfortunately, we just could never get it back. And those were good times. And again, a lot of good wins, a lot of good people, and the experience. Those 4 years were the best.
They were.
Being around those teams and just being in Lubbock and being introduced to the people of Lubbock was I always tell people were second to none, and to be welcomed and be embraced the way I was.
They loved you. They loved you, Stan. No, they did, and they still do. Those that know who you are can remember you.
They may love me more if they don't.
All right. Hey, we got to go. I can't tell you how much we appreciate.
We want to have you on again.
Hey, please have me anytime, and good luck to the Red Raiders. I'll be pulling for them today, and thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Stan. Stan Bonewitz, everybody.
Okay. Have a great one. All right, bye-bye.
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
All right, mission service companies here in Lubbock, Texas. They've got a business. Part of their business is killing weeds on pad sites and stack yards down in the oil business, wherever that may be, whether it's in the Permian Basin, eastern New Mexico, here in Lubbock, a level land post. They will do it, and they will kill them and guarantee it. And they'd love to work with you. Call Tyler at 806-632-6325, 806-632-6325, and ask for the Thetford and Ashby discount, and you'll get a discount. And it's real.
Yeah, that one's a real one.
Yeah, it is. Well, we had Lance on earlier.
There he is.
There he is. You're in the dark now.
He's relocated.
Did you turn the lights on in the room?
Oh.
What are you? There you go. That's better.
Well, you relocated from the kitchen. What was that, spaghetti you were eating?
No, wait. I eat every morning. I eat 5 eggs, 2 sausage patties, and a piece of toast.
Every morning?
Every morning. Nancy makes me that. And I go feed the horses. So I do the grunt work, and I come back, and I get to eat that 7 days a week.
All right. Do you have your own chickens?
No. Nancy wants chickens. I don't, because we'll end up with coyotes up by the house, killing our dogs. So
yeah.
I just buy eggs like a regular old loser.
Do you live in the mountains?
I do.
Yeah. Is it great?
Yeah, it's pretty darn good.
Well, you were a bit of a
today, but I live at 8,000 feet, and my house is probably 6 minutes from Snowmass Ski Resort. So
that's
right there.
cool. Yeah. Well,
you were a bit of a free spirit when you were here. Are you still sort of the free spirit kind of guy?
Yeah. Whatever, kind of strikes my fancy is doing, and Nancy's usually right along with me. So if it's something wacky and crazy, she'll say, "Yeah, let's go do it."
I'm in.
That's what I remember about her, and definitely about you. We had Stan on. I don't know whether you could hear him or not.
I could.
Good. And, of course, I haven't talked to Stan Bonewitz in 50 years, I bet. And it was so good to hear his voice and it just his memories of Texas Tech and you. I didn't get
church basketball.
I
loved hearing Stan. I turned it on and I heard 1 second, and Nancy said, "What's that?" And I said, "This is the Thetford Ashby show. That's Stan Bonewitz right there." And she loved Stan. Stan signed an autograph for her and talked about how great Nancy's crossover was, and we still have it hanging in the house somewhere.
That's so funny. But I didn't talk about the Salty 60. Are you familiar with the Salty 60? There's the guy that came out, he put the top 60 players in the history of Texas Tech basketball.
Oh, wow.
This was a few years ago. And I didn't tell Stan this, but he was like number 21. You were number 12. So I didn't want to make him feel bad. But
he doesn't care. He knows I'm better than him.
I can see Lance's mind working right there, and he goes, "Well, who are the 11?
I know,
who are the 11 they put in front of me?"
I didn't look them up.
Whenever that guy put it out, when I saw it coming out, we had a group text, which we don't do it much anymore, but with Sasser on there and Janae and Mark Davis. I mean, there's a bunch of guys on there, Corey Smith.
Yeah.
And whenever somebody from our group would come on, I'd send the link and I'd say, hey, Darvin was listed as number whatever. Mark was listed as number whatever. And then when it came to mine, I didn't want to do it, but they figured it out because I thought it would sound kind of egotistical to say, hey, guys, I'm number 12. And then Jason's number 1.
They do like one a day, or how did it come out?
I can't remember if it was daily, but whenever, I had that page up and I would just refresh it every once in a while and I would see, all of a sudden there's Mark, and somehow I was above Mark, which is ridiculous. I was above Darvin, which is ridiculous. But I just loved it when it got down to the final 2, and it was Andre and Jason Sasser.
Yeah.
And I wondered, who's it going to be? It could be, you could argue either side, and I'd be fine with it. And Jason came out number 1.
How about that? Guy you played with.
And it's just one guy's opinion, this deal was?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Okay.
I don't think it was.
There's a sheep in your house.
I know, this dog drives me nuts.
Hey, I wanted to tell you, last night I was my internet in my house is messed up somehow. I don't know how, but I got on my phone and I went back and I watched you in the slam dunk contest, and it was so interesting because this is Lance Hughes. I mean, most guys get up there and they throwing their arms up. Not Lance. He gets the ball and drops it and slams it. It's just like, okay, got that. And I appreciate you. Every time after he got through, they had to wear these yellow jerseys that said Reebok on them or something. And every time he'd get through, he'd go put his Texas Tech T-shirt on again.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
He's a Red Raider.
There you go.
Yeah. That contest. It's ridiculous looking back at it because actually I saw one of my friends who's a Texas Tech guy as well, Carson Schmitz, who lives up here. I went by his work yesterday, and he always, if he introduces me to somebody new, he always says, this guy won the 1995 NCAA Slam Dunk Contest. He always says that. And I always hope that people don't go watch it, because they'll watch it and they'll say, this won? Like, this win?
Well, it's different
because
now.
Things have changed so much.
Have you seen Mac McClung's?
He jumped over the car?
Yeah, I saw a highlight. I don't ever watch it because I can't stand watching the NBA dunk contest anymore because it's not the same as it used to be. I'm one of those old,
Me too.
I'm shaking my fist at the clouds, yelling at strangers. It's too different. But, if he and I went in a contest, I wouldn't beat him. Even at my best, I would, because I couldn't do that stuff. I just couldn't. So
Well, he's pretty
maybe
imaginative.
Maybe they were doing it in the 1995 rules where you didn't have a bunch of junk out there you could jump over.
Yeah. Yeah,
well, that's right too.
But hey, you could have competed. He lit the fans up. I'm telling you, every time you dunked, they went crazy for you. I was glad to see you win it again.
Hey, I got a question for you because my memory of you and Nancy is sitting down about 6 rows in front of us at Tech basketball games, and you would get involved in the game and the officiating and all that, helping them out. Good deed doer, helping the officials out. What do you think about the officiating nowadays? Because it seems like the game is so much more physical than it was. Or they let them play. Now, y'all might have been as physical, but you had fouls called on you. Is that just my imagination?
I don't pay that close attention. I honestly don't watch college basketball except Texas Tech. I think probably because the game has changed in a way that I just don't enjoy watching. When we played, I think Coach Dickey would, if we had a game where, say, we went 7 for 24 from 3, that was too many threes to shoot. And now if you don't shoot that many, it's you can barely compete. So it's just become basically a 3-point shooting contest and a contest at the rim, and there's no mid-range.
There is no mid-range.
A lot of times if I'm riding my Peloton, I got to do something to make the time go by fast, and I've got a bunch of games from when I played, and I'll watch them, and I'll look and I'll say, could Jason Sasser even thrive in this era, because he did everything from 6 feet to 17 for the most part.
Yeah.
A ton of times he would get a rebound, rip it, run it down the court, and pull up inside the 3-point line. And I mean, obviously he would have developed those skills, but I just loved watching. I love watching our old games because they're doing things that don't exist now. Mid-range games just does not exist, and I don't like watching it as much as I used to.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's funny you say that because I was watching it over at my son's house, Tanner. We're watching, and Tanner, he said to me, he goes, Dad, nobody shoots a mid-range shot anymore. And it's just like, nobody hardly. It's like it's.
I think we're within a year or two of them moving the 3-point back to the NBA 3-point in college. I think.
Honestly, I'd love it. You can't. The court's 94 by 50, so I wouldn't mind taking the corner 3 out and making the 3-point line start from the sideline to sideline and bump it out to, say, 32 feet.
Yeah. What's your dog's name, by the way?
Shoot that, you really got to be able to shoot it. Not me have 7'4" guys stepping out shooting threes.
You're right. Hey, what's your dog's name, Lance?
I want to bring it back where, basically where we were shooting from church league. That's the 3-point line, like half court, 30 feet. You shoot it. If you make it, you get 3. Everything else is inside the line.
I know. Hey, tell us your dog's name because he's on the show.
And this is Whiskey right here.
Whiskey? He's looking at you. He's looking like, what are you doing?
Oh, that's a great dog.
It is.
This dog is the best one we've got. We have 4 now, but this is the best one of the 4.
Yeah. So y'all live. Tell everybody where you live,
so they can come by and see.
Yeah, we want everybody to go by. What town?
I live in Aspen, Colorado.
Yeah.
Brush Creek Road in the first house. You're just driving by and you just want to say hi. You swing by. Can't miss me.
Well,
and both of y'all are selling real estate?
Yep.
Okay.
We do that.
Did the cheese business go under?
Yeah. Well, I sold it. I sold it to a couple of young brothers out of Minnesota. They bought it from me.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
So, yeah, I don't do that anymore. We do this full time. When things are good, it's really good. When things are slow, you just keep slogging away like anybody else would when they're working.
Yeah. Well, it's you're one of the fan favorites for Texas Tech of all time. I know you probably don't want to admit that, but that's the truth. And you love the Red Raiders. That's what one of the things that I appreciate about you so much is your love for Texas Tech. And I know you love Grant McCaslin because he is absolutely doing a wonderful job.
When Chris left, it was just such a mess. I forgot about that. 2 years is just a mess. But
yeah.
And then when we were going to hire somebody new, the only 2 names I thought of that we should consider were Grant McCaslin and Kelvin Sampson. Not that we could have gotten Sampson from Houston, but he would have made sense. And actually, when we decided to hire Grant, I sent a message to Stan Bonewitz, and I said, what do you think of Grant? And he said, he'll be successful. He's too good. I think are the exact words. Grant's too good to not be successful at Texas Tech. So basketball things, I defer everything to Stan says it's so, it's so.
Stan says it, so it's so.
Well, he does have the word of the day so far, gravitas.
Yeah.
So we were hoping you'd come up with a better word for us than gravitas.
Nah, Stan's smarter than me, probably. He's got to stay up on all these fancy words because he's got to impress all these 18-year-old kids where I just have to impress Nancy, which is not very hard.
It's not hard to impress Nancy.
I got to impress, you said I'm fan favorite, and I wouldn't want to admit it, but of course I would want to admit it. We always hang out at a place here called Woody Creek Tavern, and we're going to go watch the game later today.
Yeah.
And I got a new buddy there, a 14-year-old kid named Porter Hobson, and he's a big Mahomes fan, big Texas Tech fan. And then when he found out I played at Tech, I think he thought I was 100 times cooler than Mahomes ever could have been. So, so I'm a fan favorite this 14-year-old kid who's never seen me play, and that's good enough for me.
Do you ever play anymore? Do you ever shoot? You have a goal where you go out and shoot or anything?
I can't play anymore. My back's too bad. I started having a lot of problems, and when I quit, I could finally live a normal life and not wake up with my back just clenched up and I'm down for 3 days. One of my clients, for his closing gift at his house, I put in an awesome basketball goal in his driveway that you can drop the height down. So I got it set at about 8 feet 8.
Yeah.
So his little kids can shoot on it. And then he's about 6'4", 6'5". He and I can go out there occasionally and dunk on it. And I can still do that at 8 feet 8.
At 8 feet 8. Well,
yeah, he's an old guy we have a bunch of oil guys. He's one of the guys, he would know John Stellers, those kind of guys. So he's an old guy that bought a house up here and we put a goal up there, and I love throwing it down like 2 times, and then I'm limping back to the house.
Oh, man. Well, we had some great memories, and you played on some of the great teams at Texas Tech. That little run with Coach Dickey, Lance, that's, that team that when Darvin and Jason and all those, and you, and that, I many times think that's the best team that's ever played at Texas Tech in basketball. I really do.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say the best because obviously we had the 2019 team. We may have been the most entertaining because I still occasionally run into people from Tech maybe once a year or so. I'll just happen to run into a Lubbock person out here, and they'll say, "God, those teams that you played on were fun. I loved watching you play."
Yeah.
Could our team beat the 2019 team? No. Could our team beat the team this year? No. But we were talented.
You don't think so? Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. It's such a different game. I think when I was talking to Chad Collins once about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and he commented that the defensive intensity is so much higher than it was when I played. We were more about offense the whole conference through, whether it was TCU, Texas, anybody. It was just run and gun. You didn't just try to smother and beat people to death on the defensive end. And we weren't in as good a shape because, we don't have all the advantages they have now with the strength team that they've got, the nutrition, all that stuff. We used to eat pizza in the dining hall. They would have pizza and fried chicken and
that's
stuff
right.
that's out there serving now.
Yeah.
You need to go in there. Give me more pizza. So I could go in and eat 7 or 8 pizzas. And now they're probably having just this professional meal.
Oh, yeah.
Scheduled by somebody who makes $300,000 a year.
Yeah, I know it.
No, it is different.
It is.
No doubt about it. Are you live in one of the most beautiful places in the world, and you're Zooming, and you chose to have your utility room in the background as opposed to Aspen, Colorado?
Well, number one, it's snowing and cold, so I don't really want to sit outside. And this is our workout room. So this is the laundry room. Nancy does her yoga in here. I've got dumbbells, bench press, kettlebells. I got everything, and this is 100 square feet.
There you go.
This is how I stay in shape. It's right in this room right here.
Hey, we always enjoy having you on.
We do. And, hey, do you got anything to say to Red Raiders down here right now? About to go out of here.
Go kick some butt.
Go kick some butt.
We'll be 16, and then we'll do another radio show, and it'll be even better because I'll be in a place different than my utility room.
Okay.
Hey, tell Nancy hey from her old Plainsman buddies.
Yeah. Tell Nancy hello.
I'll tell her.
Lance, you're the greatest, buddy. We appreciate you. I got great memories with you, and we thank you for what you do for Texas Tech and in the time that you played here. You were awesome.
Hey, real quickly, my son sells real estate in Steamboat Springs, but he comes to Aspen a lot. I think you two would love each other, so I'm gonna send him by to say hey.
First driveway on Brush Creek Road. You can't miss me.
Brush Creek Road. All right.
Thank you, Lance.
All right.
Lance Hughes, everybody, one of the all-time greats at Texas Tech.
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Need to give Stacy and the gang at Golf USA, Mike and Chet and the whole team there a little bit more. They have the hitting area. They can fit you for clubs. I just play whatever. And it makes a huge difference if you get fitted for clubs.
Well, I went in this week and saw the boys, and I got my clubs re-gripped.
Good.
You need to do that every now and then.
Yeah, because they can do it like really fast. Somebody.
Oh, it's like
I said I went down there
fast.
one day and the guy acted like I was a girl or girly man or something. I was like, he goes, re-grip your own gloves. Okay, I don't want to do that.
Re-grip your own gloves. It's like mow your own lawn.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That ain't gonna happen.
All right. Well, anyway, we'll come back with more later. Coach James Dickey is on the phone. Coach,
one of our favorites.
Oh, all time, I'm telling you. What are you doing?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you, David and Gary?
We're doing good.
We've
had two of your former players on, and they both did good. Stan Bonewitz and Lance Hughes.
Two great young men, two great players, lefties. Those guys.
Yeah.
Those guys were hard to guard.
They were.
Each of them different skill sets, but just wonderful young men. And I was honored and proud to coach them both, and they helped Red Raiders win a lot of games. Lance, it was my first year, and Stan came along a little bit later. But great young men to coach. They
really were, and some of the best years in Texas Tech basketball history. And we've had some great ones before then and since then.
Lance, we recruited when I was an assistant there, and fortunate for me, he stayed with us when they made the change. And man, he was a prolific scorer, obviously a terrific athlete, had some memorable dunks. He made big shots, and Lance, one of the top scorers in school history, and Stan was just one of those phenomenal players that was a great passer, could make big shots, hit big free throws, very smart player. He and Rayford were terrific in the backcourt for us later on. So I've been very fortunate to have some great players, and those were two of the best.
Hey, Coach, Lance said something that I was amazed that came out of his mouth, but he said that he didn't feel like their team could beat these teams nowadays. I mean,
Lance is up there in the Rockies. I think that mountain air has gotten to him.
I agreed with. I don't agree with him. I agree with what you just said.
I think we could beat them. I mean, well, I hate to say we'll beat them. Yeah. We're all the same team.
or play with them.
Yeah.
Well, I've never compared players, never compared teams. And I know when the team went to the national championship, people tried to talk about that team versus the 96 teams. Both of them obviously were terrific teams. I think the team in 96, I wish we could have gone a little deeper. I think that team certainly could have been a Final Four team. When we got beat by Georgetown, and Robert Bashir was on my staff, and he made a suggestion that we play a little zone. I probably should have listened to him about that against Georgetown. But that team, when you look at it, it had depth and it had a natural player at every position. When you talk about Jason Martin at the point, you had Coy Smith at the 2. You had Jason Sasser at the 3. You had Darvin Ham at the 4 and Tony Battie at the 5. And then you had the nation's best 6 man in Corey Carr coming off the bench. So we were really a balanced team, and everybody was in their natural positions. And they'd been in the program for a while. We loved running the motion. We put in some special sets, but that team knew how to play together. They knew what their strengths were, and we were a terrific rebounding team when you look at Sasser and Tony and Darvin Ham.
Mm-hmm. And we had 4 guys that had NBA offers and chances.
Well, I think we had 5 NBA players in 4 years when I was there, and starting with Mark Davis, who was an outstanding young man, and we're in the conference final, and we were up 3 on Texas, and when you look back, you have those situations where do you foul or you not foul? We should have fouled. Randy Perriman hit a shot in the corner. Texas got it in overtime and ended up beating us in overtime to go to the NCAA tournament, and that was disappointing for us because we got relegated to the NIT. But then the guys came back stronger. But Mark Davis was on that team, and he was one of the best athletes, and just a terrific player and terrific NBA player.
What happened to the NIT? Is this the first year we hadn't had it, or?
No, they're having it, but now they're starting that Fox Gold tournament a little bit later on in March out in Vegas. Some people have turned down the NIT. It used to be when the NCAA took it over that you couldn't turn it down, and it was made for conference champions in some of the smaller one-bid leagues that if they got upset in the conference tournament, they could automatically go to NIT in postseason. So it's changed a little bit. It's still going on. They're playing. Maybe not as notable as it was before, but still an opportunity for teams to go into postseason.
Okay.
I didn't know that. None of the major come. We don't want to go. You're going.
No, you will go.
Yeah, you will go. I wish we could have said that when they relegated us to Pullman, Washington. It took about 3 days to get there, and then we got the heck beat out of us. But that inspired our team and motivated for the run that we had in '96. I mean, we were a good team. We shared the conference championship in '95, but we were one bid league then and should have been in the tournament in '95, but got beat by Texas in overtime and then went to play Washington State. And it was one of those, the NIT, and you guys know this, you're either glad you're there, you want to play, or you wish you were on spring break. Well, we wish we were on spring break.
Hey, tell me again, what's the deal in Vegas in March?
Fox is having a Fox, I believe it's called a Fox Gold tournament, and they're not starting until the 31st, which is going to be very interesting because some of these teams could be depleted because of the portal. But the only reason I knew about it is Josh Eilert, who I worked for last year at West Virginia. He's the interim coach he's coaching the team right now. Obviously, they've already hired, but he's going to coach the team in this tournament in Vegas. And I'm not sure of all the teams that are going there, but there is going to be a tournament in Vegas starting in the end of March.
Okay. All right. Hey, real quickly, you weren't on last week because of the fire up in Oklahoma, Stillwater, but your son
Jared's okay.
Jared's fine.
We were so lucky. Had to evacuate. It was a tragedy. It's very sad. There was about roughly 75 homes destroyed in Stillwater. Much of the western part of the town itself, neighborhoods where we used to live were completely destroyed. It was just very, very sad. And the winds were, of course, I've lived in Lubbock, love Lubbock, as you guys know. It's one of my favorite places, but you get used to the wind. But when the wind gets so high and it's sustained, and then you have gusts that are 20 to 25 miles higher, and then you have grass fires or wildfires that get in the cedars, there's no way to control it. So it was out of control there for a period of over 24 hours, and they just couldn't do anything about it.
Man, and that's scary, isn't it, Coach?
The smoke, it was one of the most eerie things that we had. We evacuated out to the ranch where Jared works, and the smoke was so bad there we had to wear masks, and we were on point out there out in the country, and there's a lot of grass around that, and we had several fires. There were several fires around, the one big one in Stillwater, but several fires. But it was a very eerie feeling, and it was a helpless feeling because all you could do is just run. When they said go, you had to go.
Where did you go?
To his house.
We went to the ranch out there outside of down toward Ripley. It's about 30 minutes outside of Stillwater. So we stayed out there, and Jared and his wife were allowed back in the neighborhood about 7:30, and they were fortunate to find their house still there. So we were thankful, but there were so many people that was affected by this, and really a tough time for the western part of Stillwater.
How many grandkids do you have now between Jared and Lauren?
We have. I told Lauren you were going to ask this question. We have. We have 3, and Lauren has one on the way. She goes, "Dad, don't say that." And I said, "No, they'll ask." So I want them to know. So we're about to have 4, and we're excited. We'll get another baby in September, but she has 2 boys. Jared has a little girl.
That's great. I got pictures. We all lived on Whisperwood Circle together, and I got pictures of Tanner and Jared and Lauren. They're all rollerblading was a big deal back then, Gary. And then we got go-peds. You remember those, Coach? Those little motorcycle deals on a skateboard. And
you guys were talking about golf. You guys were talking about golf during the break. I wasn't a golfer, but one of the things that was great for me when I had a time off was to get out in the neighborhood with the kids, because we love living in Whisperwood Circle. We love that part of town, and obviously we had great neighbors like you all, and the Mannings as well, and the Griffins. So we were blessed to have a great time there, and the kids had, and it was a safe part. The kids could run in and out and do what they wanted to.
Was Larry Hayes in the neighborhood then?
Larry lived across
he lived
on 19th at that time, and then Larry was my neighbor across from where David and Jan live now. He and Nell built across the street over there. Delbert McDougal had developed a little area right there, and Larry and I built in there, and then David and Jan
bought your house, and you bought our house.
And we bought your house. We traded out, and we moved back to the Circle.
You did. Well,
you have to downsize. You have to downsize after you get fired. You know that. So.
That's what. I got to go. I got to go sell my house.
That's one thing I learned over the years. These younger coaches are getting smarter when they have leverage. They're saying, "Look, if I'm let go, you got to buy my house." That's one thing some people are doing. So that's a pretty good deal.
Well, Coach, the money they're making today, they probably won't even care.
No. They probably when it has changed. I can remember this when Doc and I got the job out there, and he said, "What do you think?" I said, "Man, if we can ever get this rolling, this is going to be a $250,000 or $300,000 job. It's going to be terrific."
We're going to be in the chips.
We're going to be in the chips. $3 or $4 million job, and it'll be more than that because Grant's so hot. They'll have to fight to keep him over the time, and that's good. I'm happy for those guys, and things have gone well, but I'm really concerned about the model that we have for NIL. I'm glad the players are getting part of the revenue, but I don't know. I'm not sure how we can ever sustain the model that we have.
No, I don't think so either, Coach.
No, without a. Hey, before we wander too far off, you mentioned Doc, and we should know, but where is Doc?
He's at Kansas.
Doc's at Kansas with Bill.
Oh, there you go.
The only reason I noticed that's to see him sitting on the bench.
Oh, I didn't even notice him. Well, he's got a little time on his hands now.
Yeah.
Well, I talked to him last night. They're not very happy up there, and they shouldn't be. This is, I think, the least amount of wins they've had since 1989, if you can believe that, at Kansas. And go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, do you think it's because now other teams can buy players, can pay their players? And I think some of these programs have been doing it for 50 years, and I think now everybody can do it. And what do you think about that?
There's two things. One, Gary, you and David, we've known each other since I came to Lubbock, and I think we share similar philosophies on a lot of things. And one of the things is developing players, developing programs, and developing a culture.
Yep.
Now, you're not able to develop players. You're seeing players. You take some of the players at Memphis. This is their fourth school, and that's not the only. It's not the only school. This is their fourth school in 4 years. So fans don't get attached. Players don't understand the culture. They go to where they can get the next best NIL deal, and maybe that's the right thing for them to do. But I think it's very hard to develop culture, to understand what is the Kansas way, what is the Jayhawk way, what is the Red Raider way, how do we do things. That's very hard when you have people that come in, and in the portal anymore, you don't have a long time to evaluate players. If you think Gary Ashby or David Thetford are the two best players out there, we got to go get them. And a lot of coaches don't spend time in calling up and saying, what kind of character are they a winner? Will they do what you ask them to do? Will they be a good locker room teammate? Will they be a good teammate on the floor? So I think it changes the dynamics and the culture of your team. But without a doubt, NIL has changed everything because it's leveling the playing field. And I think it's pushed a lot of great coaches out earlier than that we probably would have seen.
Coach, you nailed it right there. I was watching Charles Barkley and Kenny Smith and Clark Kellogg talk the other day, and all three of them agreed that they have never seen so many great players in college basketball. There are a lot, and I've noticed that too. It seems like there's so many great players.
Well, you two guys and I, we've had discussions over the years about, is this guy an NBA player? Is he ready to go?
Yeah.
And even from a baseball perspective for Gary, they had to wait a little bit longer. If they didn't go after high school, they had to wait a little bit. But, all of them think they're going to be a major league player. All of them think they're going to be an NBA player. Okay, in the past, guys had options where they would maybe go, and if they didn't make the NBA, they would go to Europe, or they would go to the G League. Now they can make more money staying in college than they may ever make.
That's right. That's a good point.
So you have players who stay longer. They're older. They're mature. They have more experience, and they stay because they can make more money here than if they turn professional.
You've been listening to the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3. Catch the show live Saturday mornings from 9 to noon on Double T 97.3 FM or on the Double T 97.3 mobile app.